Hello parents and welcome to week 9 at Toowoomba Grammar School. I'm here today with our careers counsellor, Mrs. Stacy Nottle. Welcome Stacy.
Thank you.
Stacy, a large part of your role is talking to boys about their pathways. Pathways both here at school and also their pathways as they're moving through year 11 and 12 and into their post-school options.
Yeah.
A big part of that we've missed out on this year with year 10 work experience not being able to go ahead. Can year 10 boys still do work experience this year?
Yeah, so absolutely. What I've asked the year 10s to do is to try and do some work experience sometime before halfway through year 12. Now I know we've been quite busy setting some of those up, so some of the boys have actually been in and set it up for the upcoming holidays. It's probably a little late now to set them up if they haven't done for these holidays. But when we meet the year 10s next term, we'll bring that up again and say, you know, what ideas did you have and when do you think would be a good time to do it? So they've got a lot of school holidays between now and midway through year 12 where they can do that. And they're allowed to do as many days as they like. So we have a really vigorous program. We've got a lot of year 11s and 12s coming in and seeing us all the time so that they can go out on placement during their holidays.
You mentioned a meeting with the year 10 boys and their parents.
Yeah.
An email went out on Monday about that. Can you explain that? What's that about and what will the meeting be about?
Yep, so it's similar to a parent-teacher interview, I guess, except considerably longer. So we've allowed 50 minutes for these meetings. And the people conducting them I'll be doing the majority of them. Our other career counsellor, Mrs. McElroy, will do some. Mrs. Rathie, our vet coordinator, and Dr. Young will do a few as well. So you would have received an email from whoever is doing your son's meeting, and we just ask that you book those in through the parent lounge. In the meeting, we'll actually return the profile, looks like that, from the career assessment that the boys did earlier in the term. And it's a pretty comprehensive document, so it'll take about 20 minutes to go through that with the boy and the parent, giving us some clues as to their aptitudes and interests. And then the remainder of that meeting will be exploring subject selection and what study program we think is most appropriate for them moving into the senior years of study.
Excellent. And I suppose for parents of boys in year 10 as well, important that they make sure that they tune into the year 10 into year 11 information session that'll be coming out on the first Monday of next term. Stacey, I want to move to year 12s now. You've met with pretty much every year 12 boy this year. What have you been covering with those guys?
Well, it's a meeting where we sit down and we talk about their ideas for the future and we clarify any questions they might have. I've noticed the boys I've seen since the return from the COVID-19 lockdown, a lot of them are having second thoughts and reconsidering their plans. So there seems to be quite a lot of changing happening at the moment in light of COVID-19. I would go so much as to say a lot more career maturity that I'm seeing with them. And I'm confident that most of them are doing pretty well with their planning. And I am encouraging them to have those conversations with their parents as well.
Well done. That's a lot of boys to meet with. Now, just before we recorded this, we were talking about year 12 parents and a bit of fear of missing out on information that was coming through. If that was a year 12 parent out there, where would you send them to in terms of resources? Where would be a good place for them to start?
Yeah. I guess start with your son. All of the information that we do in the class time is in our OneNote. I'm working on finding a way to share that with parents, but I have said to the boys, you know, if your parents are asking you about your plans and scholarships and upgrading and all of those topics, share your OneNote file with them, show them what we've been putting in there. The universities have been very, very active in getting out a lot of video coverage. All the open days this year will be virtual. And in some of the classes, the boys will get out their earphones and actually do a virtual tour or listen to a webinar And all of that information's in their OneNote notebook. I will be offering a parent seminar next term, and I'll also be inviting QTAC to offer a seminar as well. I wouldn't normally get a QTAC seminar, but I think being the first year of ATAR, it's probably important that you're getting as much information as possible. So I'll be advertising that next term. Also, hot off the press today, the 2021 guides arrived in the school by courier this morning. So I've emailed the boys and invited them to come and collect those. They can take them home for holidays. QTAC is the Tertiary Admission Centre in Queensland. The Tertiary Admission Centre's open in August, and so next term during class we'll be doing applications. And these guides, they're really a one-stop shop. Also, any apprenticeships that we become aware of, we're putting into the OneNote notebook as well. And we certainly are meeting with the boys that are looking for apprenticeships regularly. A lot of them are out doing work experience with employers as often as they can.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, great advice, Stacey, and also reassuring, no doubt, for many parents to know how much work's going on here in the careers office to make sure that our boys are really well supported. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And thank you to the parents for listening, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful and a very safe holiday. Thank you.
Thank you.